Okay, so this is going to be a tutorial on my notes and how I take my notes. So I just use the basic note apps, but I do like organize them in a certain way. And what I love about the notes is that whatever I put on my phone goes to my iPad, goes to my computer. So it's very easy for me to kind of go through each device and use it on whatever device I'm on. And then sometimes I'll even like text speak, so you can kind of like do the text speaking. So like I just love taking notes like this. I do not always have like a notebook with me, and so that's why for me this is easy. So let me just show you how I organize them and how I do everything. So first, productivity, and I do like emojis too to kind of separate everything. So my first one is productivity, and sometimes I use this because I have an issue with keeping with one planner, so I do sometimes use this as a planner. So I just added these images, and I have like my habits that I'm doing, like reading my Bible, praying, writing gratitudes, and then I have my work section, and I just do the little bullet points. So I did do that yesterday. So I could just kind of check them off. And then I have like a home list too. And so I have those. I have some home to-dos. These are just a long list of work to-dos, just kind of anything. So that's productivity. And then what I do is anything work related, I did, because I hand letter a lot of stuff, I did this little hand with a pen. So all of these are work related. So I do that as the first emoji. And then the second emoji explains what it is. So like this one is just general business stuff. So I put ideas, QuickBooks, the colors I use on my website, the colors. Sometimes people ask me what crayon colors I use, so I have those in there. Just anything to make my life a little bit easier. How much I charge for customs. This is the prayer journal starter guide. I literally typed it in here, and then I went on to like actually design it. Christmas order. I mean, there's so many things. This is my business story for a podcast, but I kept it because sometimes people ask me and I can kind of just take that and like use the same thing. So anyways, just mission statements, my policy. Sometimes I forget my own policy. So if someone asks me, I can just go right here rather than having to go to my website. So that is what that one is. And then the next one, again, I just do like the same little thing. And then what I do is all of these, the way I organize them. So let's say website colors. All right, website colors, and I put that little symbol so that I know. These are post ideas. So a lot of this is like just journaling. And I just literally just write little notes and things. And sometimes these turn into blog posts. Sometimes they don't. A lot of times I will, if I have, this is a post idea. This one means I posted it. So sometimes I will write that I posted, but just honestly, a lot of different post ideas. To organize my studio, I have all my ideas, and then I always kind of type out what is going on every month so I can share it with you guys. Podcast. This is actually when I'm doing my podcast, I say the same intro usually, and so I actually read off of this. And then I also know how I organize them. And then that's ideas for some video sessions. Instagram, I have all my hashtags here. So again, so Instagram is that, and then this little leaf thing. And so I just put a leaf on all of these. So again, I can just kind of know what category goes in. But if I'm going to talk about Bible tabs, I will do those hashtags. Favorites, if I'm in the Word, when I was doing the First John study. Prayer journaling stuff, stickers, if I'm doing the studio. So I have those all here. So when I go to post something, I can just come in here and choose one. These are, I think, blog post ideas. Yeah, I take notes on absolutely everything. Collabs, just some people I've worked with, if I'm working with. Stickers, war room prayers. I used to do monthly war room prayers, so I put them all in here. Anyway, so that's all work stuff. Now next we have this. Okay, so the crosses means personal spiritual stuff. So I do this one called God Notes. And honestly, like, just when I feel like God's saying something to me, I write it in, and that gets 2 crosses. So just, again, I write the date. A lot of times I do like to write the date, because if you ever edit it, the problem is, like, you'll notice this one does say September 30th, 2018 at 8:34 in the morning. But if I were to edit it, it would then change, which I didn't. Again, I didn't write anything, but if I did, it would change the date. And so I do like to, I try to remember to actually write the date right there on that line. And I mean, just really, just notes. This is my word of the year. I had a friend who spoke some like truth over me, and she did it in an audio. So as she was talking, I actually got out my computer and I typed it up. But now I have all these notes on my word of the year right here. This one is prayers. So again, like you'll notice, I organized them with that and then like the little pray hands. And then I do the date too. So this again, like sometimes I'll write this in my prayer journal, but if I don't have my prayer journal with me, then this is when I will take a note. So this was about Psalm 73:1. He is good to those who are pure in heart. So I just wrote a prayer. God, let me be pure in heart. Let me walk only in your ways and along your steps. This is from Psalm 141. This was a prayer for today. So special needs prayer, morning prayer. Just, I write prayers in here. And this is for 2 reasons. So for these, I know for these 2, I had my daughter who is 16 months. I had her with me, and I was walking around. I think I might have been sitting on the floor with her playing, and it came to me. And so I typed it out, or I might have spoke it, done the text to speak and done that. And so that's why that's in there. Some of these, like this one, was something I wrote in my prayer journal and then I typed up in here. So anytime I am feeling like I need an extra prayer, or I need a prayer and I might not have my prayer journal with me, I have it in my phone, and I know I can come here, and I come here a lot. Like here's one, truth over the lies. And I can just come here and pray it, and I don't have to have my prayer journal with me. These are thoughts. Again, this is God's faithfulness. I wrote April 2022, and a lot of this will be transferred into my journal. So this one in particular, I specifically prayed for my son to be accepted to this autism school, which is kind of hard to get into. And I specifically prayed that he would get accepted by Friday. And I prayed this on a Monday. I hadn't applied to any other schools, so I really, we were on a wait list, and I was like, I pray that by Friday we know. And so I even wrote in here, like, it's a long process, so I decided to pray a very specific prayer because I believed God cares about the big things. Plus, I think I was going to write small things. On Friday at 3:40, she called and said he was accepted. So for me, this is something I want to write in my journal and probably in my answered prayer journal. But again, I remember when I wrote this, I was outside waiting for my son to get off the bus. So I typed it up real fast. So that's why I really like doing notes like this, because I can do them on the go if I need to, do them anywhere. I usually have my phone with me, and then I can transfer them. So this one was about Psalm 78. I just typed up the whole verse. Like, it's very easy. I just, because I use the Bible app, I got whatever the verse is. So if it's this verse, I just clicked on it and pushed copy. And then I came to my notes and I pasted it, right? So I had the verse here. These are some thoughts I had. And I don't have my journal in front of me, but then I actually put this into my journal. So I already had it typed up. I copy and pasted it onto like a document on my computer, and I put it for my journal. So same thing with this one. I just write notes, and sometimes they transfer to my journal. Sometimes they stay here, and sometimes I'll go through here and I'll read these. And like this, you don't have to reason with someone that you have worth. You are defined by God. I'm pretty sure that's in my prayer journal somewhere. I have my prayer journal in front of me, so I'm gonna check. But you know what I mean? Like, and then I will create it and make, here it is. You don't have to reason with someone. So a lot of times they do turn into other stuff. They'll turn into art, or they'll turn into something that goes in my journal. This is just a note about prayer. I was driving one day and my thought was, are you going to be okay if the answer is no? If the answer is yes, how soon will you forget his faithfulness? So really, I just write like random notes down. Just like joy, fight for the joy. Like just very simple things. So yeah. Again, just some thoughts, and then I wrote the date on that one. So those are the thoughts. This Bible is something I started, and I do want to continue doing it. It's where I just kind of write topics down, and I write Bible verses that are helpful to me, because you can't add a tab to every single page in your Bible if you know that I make tabs. So I have lots of tabs, but I always wanted to have this like as my own reference of verses. So here's some verses that are helpful for anger. This is some verses on abuse. I'm going to do words. Here's some on, like money and riches. And so I just kind of started that. So sometimes when I see a verse, I just kind of come in here and type it up. This was just like a little study I did on the goodness of God. Just some questions I had. So that was on April. So I wrote the date and I just did a bunch of verses, and that's all I've done so far with that. I have one on my house. Like, this is what I want in my office that my husband's making me. This is the makeup colors I use. I don't even think I use most of these makeups anymore, but if you've ever gone to the store and been like, oh, I need makeup, and then you don't know your makeup color. So these are some ideas for our remodel. So anyways, that's house stuff. This is quotes and book notes. So I do a little book, and then I write whatever it is, and I'll write either like the book, the author. So these are all the notes from the Learning Contentment Elizabeth Elliot quote. This is a quote my dad always says. When I was a kid and I wanted to make something, I made it into like a little print for my daughter. Books. So I have like a list of books that I have read and want to read. Again, just like different quotes from books. Anxiety, toxic people. This was a podcast. Again, I'll write podcast, Real Christianity. I like to kind of write the stuff, what it is, just so, parenting, this is on book notes. See, look, I didn't write what book it was, and so who really knows? I don't know. So I do like to try to write the book. And then here are some good like articles. So that is what that is. And then I do, okay, I'm kind of doing these videos because when I'm cutting this video because I had to crop out when I clicked passwords and showed everyone my passwords. So I do keep all my passwords here. So that is like probably the one I use the most is the password one. I always forget my passwords. So I'm not going to show you, but I just organize it and it'll say work. And so I have all my work passwords and it'll say like this email, Instagram, Facebook, all that. And then I'll say home and then it'll be like, okay, here's our mortgage password. You know what I mean? So I have all my passwords there. You can lock things too. So I actually have one that is locked, which has some like personal information. So again, you could always do that to your password. I get in it so much that I don't do that. Special night. We watch movies with the kids, like a movie night, we eat candy. So I have a list of movies that we want to watch. These are some weekly questions I wrote down for me and my husband. We don't always write them down, but I just kind of have them down and we can answer them here if we want to. This is a marriage verse. Just some like, just funny things. There's some, okay, wait. So in family, you can also do different categories. So I do a heart for family. This is, I was starting a memory thing. I'd like to continue doing this. This is for my scrapbook. So, and as you can see, I didn't do very good, but just kind of keeping track, like this is what we did this week. Here's a funny moment, that kind of stuff, just so I can keep track and then later on go and put it in my thing, in my scrapbook. These are funny quotes from my daughter. So I keep a whole list. they are just hilarious. So I write the day, and then I just kind of, you know, Gemma wrote, said a bubble found my eye. You know, just funny things that she said all through the years. So I have a ton of those. For Mikey, we used to just schedule, this is his history. He has autism, so I always have to keep track of a lot of stuff. These are different ABAs. These are his accomplishments. If you have a kid with autism or just a special needs, it's a lot. So I like to kind of keep track of what okay, sorry, I'm moving on. Let me finish my sentence. I like to keep track of his progress, and that's just because sometimes it's hard and you feel like maybe he's not making progress or whatever, like it just can be hard the day in and day out. And so I like to be able to look back and kind of see this, like literally eats regular chicken, went to a restaurant, eating green beans, like that was a big thing. He said thank you, said you know, riding a bike, said I need the bathroom, and just stuff like that. Anyways, I also used to do progress. So this was just, oh my goodness, I would type up everything. And I stopped doing it because it did become a little bit difficult. And as he grows, like I don't need to do it anymore. But when he was young, this was really helpful because I could write down, you know, like what happened at speech therapy, what happened at OT, how did he sleep? I used to keep track of how he slept. This is from his like ABA person would come over and she would take notes, and then I would type those up. So I ended up putting this in a binder, but it's always helpful for like therapy sessions or like when you're seeing doctors. And then I used to have meetings with his teachers, so I always kept those. Selah's got nothing. Finances, I keep some stuff. Meals, just like here's my mom's mac and cheese thing. Recipe, here's the enchilada she makes, and then here's just some like links. I'm not that good of a cook, you guys, so I kind of needed help. Oils, I do have a lot of stuff in oils, so some fun stuff if you are an essential oil person. So uses by name, I actually wrote out all the things like bergamot, and it is for calming and acne, and here's some things, here's cinnamon, like all the things that it did, so that if ever I was like, oh, what does this one do, I could come and look. I also did by purpose. So, and here are all the calming oils, uplifting, face oils, hormone, all that stuff. These are some roller recipes. So just, you know, if you're looking for calm, here's some stuff you could use. Diffuser recipes. There's a face recipe, scar recipe. Here's how to make hand sanitizer. So a bunch of oil stuff. And then this one we don't really need to know about, but that's my for my ex-husband. I have to keep track of, I have to do like a Saturday update. So I keep track of that. I have to keep track of some other stuff. So that is basically it. I do have some that are not, like you can see, these are all ones that need to be organized. And so usually every like week or two, I'll come in and I'll like reorganize them. You know, again, just some random stuff. The other thing I do sometimes is sweet moments. And so I'll put this with our family one in our family category, but this was just a sweet moment from Mikey and Selah. And so I put that in there. This is some journaling. And sometimes I will journal it, and when I'm done, I can either, if I put it in my journal, I might delete it. I don't know why that's so big. This is the day I left like my ex-husband, but years later, and so I was just kind of like reflecting on it. Here's some Bible verses. So just a bunch of stuff that I need to organize. This is a thing I just made all about identity in Christ. So anyways, but that is how I organize my notes. I absolutely love it. It's really helpful for me to be able to kind of keep everything in one place. And I have a lot, but as you can see, like I do use them a lot. So I hope that's helpful. If you have any questions, let me know.